It was a strange sight for a country road, a big bus like the kind you see in London. Only this one wasn't red.
Yeah, there she is. Look, it's another chick, Trevor. Definitely.
If all 4 eggs hatch, that'll be 4 more peregrines.
Look, there goes the male. What a flyer. Hey, Butch, do you remember the first time we saw a bird like that?
Yeah, it was years ago.
It was the summer holidays.
Right, Sharon, you'll remember.
Yes, I'll remember.
No need to buy anything for supper. Oh, no, Butch. We'll come back loaded down with fish to fry. Definitely.
Says you.
All right, I better catch more fish than you do.
There, Big Butch has spoken.
You? I'll catch 10 times as much as you.
Oh, the poor fish. Now, listen, you just take care you don't fall into the canal and drown yourselves. Promise?
Yeah, we promise.
We can swim.
There's nothing to worry about. I'm in charge.
You? In charge? Oh.
See you later.
By the way, fish fingers for supper.
It all began when we went to stay on the canal.
Yeah, we all lived in London near the Regent's Canal.
And we were spending our holidays with Jackie's cousin, Sharon, on her narrowboat. Its name was Rosie. Sharon was much older than Jackie, and she lived in Manchester.
But every summer she came down to London to sell her work in a craft shop near the canal. She painted beautiful patterns and designs on water cans, just like the ones used on canal boats in the old days. When we went to stay with Sharon, it was the start of a holiday we would never forget.
One day we decided to go fishing on the canal towpath.
It was a warm day, but the fish weren't biting.
Hey, look! Up there! That's a strange bird. What is it? Look, it's flown off.
It's a duck.
A duck?
Ducks fly above water, don't they?
Yes, but that doesn't make it a duck.
Well, if it isn't a duck, what is it then?
Perhaps it's,
There we are. You don't know.
it's an eagle.
You don't find eagles in London.
Perhaps it's on holiday.
Ha ha.
No, listen, it says kit, 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 not quack, quack. What are those 2 long things hanging from its legs?
I don't know.
I tell you, it's a duck. Definitely.
No, I know. It's Concord.
Stands to reason.
Stop arguing. Whatever it is, it looks great. Beautiful.
Yes, you're right. Great. Just terrific.
Well, great aerodynamic shape. I'll give you that.
Aero what? He's off again. Where's me dictionary?
Bertie! Bertie!
Hey, cop this.
We saw a man and a woman running down the towpath. They were looking up at the bird too.
I did not let the bird out of the cage get out by itself. Bertie!
Funny people.
Hey, they're coming over here. Don't look at them.
Bertie! Bertie! The man was carrying a big basket in one hand and a piece of raw meat in the other.
The woman was dressed all in black.
Bertie!
Hey, watch it!
Bertie!
Hey, our lines! Oh, ignore them! You'll break our lines! Come on! Get up, you fool! And you! You shouldn't be allowed on the towpath. You're causing an obstruction.
It's his own fault.
You're not supposed to fish on the towpath. Now go away, get out!
I'm half drowned.
Get that string off your feet!
String. I like that.
You should watch where you're going. Yes, and keep your big feet to yourself.
You cheeky little...
Oh, don't waste time on them. Come on.
Oi. Basket.
Come on, I said.
You take up the meat.
Oi. It wasn't my fault I fell in. I got the meat. Oi, Bertie. Who are they? What a pair of creeps.
Yeah. Hope we don't meet them again.
Definitely.
Hello, Word Watchers. My name's Wordy. Welcome to the Bird Bus. Oh, it belongs to the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, the RSPB for short. Chucky, Butch and Trevor are grown up now, and they've been working for the RSPB for a few months. They've been driving the bird bus all round the country. They've come here to help with the Peregrine Falcon project. It's all part of our Look and Read story, Sky Hunter, which, as you saw, started a long time ago. Now, the Peregrine Falcon is a bird of prey. That means it's a bird that hunts and kills its food. A pair of them are nesting on the cliffs out there. Jackie, Butch and Trevor are helping to keep watch on the birds. Now, read that word. Prey. That's the word for everything the peregrine kills and eats. And the peregrine's favourite prey is a nice, juicy pigeon, yum-yum. So, Word Watchers, any guesses about what the title of our story means? And that's the sound a peregrine falcon makes. Oh, my goodness, dear, oh, dear. What's that awful noise?
Hi, I'm here to help.
Oh,
You ought to have a bird around after all. This is the Bird Bus.
excuse me, who are you?
I'm called Jay.
J? J's a letter, not a name. Oh,
Yes, but my name's Jay. J-A-Y spells Jay.
shush. Shush, shut up. Shoo. He's right. Come on, Dog Detective. I need that sound. We'll show you.
Dog Detective is chasing SH. What a wonderful show. When it comes to guarding shops,
Dog detective must know.
if ever he's shy,
It's that sound again.
whenever he's in a shop,
It's that sound again.
Dog Detective is chasing SH. What a wonderful show. When it comes to guarding shops,
Dog detective must know.
Shoo. Thank you, Dog Detective.
Wordy, Wordy,
there? Anyone home?
Wordy.
Wordy, we're back.
Oh,
There's another chick.
Must write up the notes.
Oh, you two have met.
yes, he said he's called Jay.
Yeah, that's right. Look. He's in the bird book. Everything you need to know about him.
And he makes a terrible noise.
Oh, no. Oh, did you get that from Sharon?
Yes.
Word Watchers, do you remember what it's called? It's a water can. Now, read this out loud.
You thought it was an eagle.
And you thought it was a duck because it was flying over water.
Yeah, well, I know better now, definitely. Here, this book's really good.
You see, every bird has something different about it, but you just have to find out what it is.
And it isn't always its colour or size.
Huh, all I can see is a lot of big black birds.
Well, some are rooks and some are crows. Look. A rook's got sort of untidy trousers round its legs, and it waddles. A crow's legs are neat and sleek. It's not quite so busy and excited as a rook. They just come across differently. It's difficult to explain.
Well, you just get to know which is which. The word for it is jizz.
Oh, J for jizz.
It's quite a good way to describe a bird.
I know a good way to describe a duck.
Oh, yes? How would you describe a duck?
A duck's a bird that grows down as it grows up.
Birdie, is this something to do with you?
Yes, it is. It is my way of showing the word watchers how we use this. Look, it's a shorter way of saying it is.
I'm an apostrophe. Come and take a look at me. I'm not a comma, I'm not a full stop. Don't put me on the line. I go at the top. Watch how we use an apostrophe to shorten what you say to me.
It is a duck. It's a duck.
It's a duck. Yeah, that's what I said. It's shorter. Here, what's happening now?
I do not. I don't. That is... Yeah, something wrong here. Well, where's that apostrophe gone? That's...
That's how we use an apostrophe.
The meat! You idiot! Don't drop the meat!
Me? What about me? I'm half drowned.
Get that string off your feet!
You cheeky little...
Oh, don't waste time on them. Come on!
Now, what were those two people you met on the towpath doing?
Come on,
Squabbling.
I said.
Arguing.
Quarrelling.
Yes, that's what was happening. And it was all happening within.
For doing and remembering, be sure you're always carrying an ing. Be sure you're always carrying an ing. Look at what I'm carrying, an ing. Are you looking?
Yes, I'm looking, but look at what I'm carrying. An ing. Are you fishing?
Yes, I'm fishing, but look at what I'm carrying, an ing.
Now I'm flying. Now I'm flying.
For doing and remembering, be sure you're always carrying an ing. Be sure you're always carrying an ing.
And now it's time for reading and some more of the Sky Hunter story. Read what you see on your screen out loud.
Hey, I've caught a fish! A whopper, ginormous! Oh, very funny, Trevor.
Get off, Butch! You'll squash me to death. Get off!
Stupid twits, do you want to fall in the canal?
Get off!
Say you're sorry.
Sorry, Butch.
I wouldn't like to hug a fish as heavy as you.
I'm sick of fishing.
It's because you haven't caught anything.
No, it's because it's tea time. Let's get back to the boat.
Hey, look over there.
We could see the same two people again. The man was holding his hand and jumping up and down.
Looks like trouble. Let's go and see.
What about tea?
Oh, come on!
ran over the canal bridge. Then we squeezed through a gap in the railings.
We hid behind one of the gravestones.
The woman in black was tying something round the man's finger. The big basket was beside them.
You call that a little scratch? I'm bleeding to death.
Well, it's your own fault.
My fault? I gave that bird my steak dinner, and it started eating me instead. How is it my fault?
You let it escape.
Bird.
Ow!
Stand still. Now, how am I supposed to tie this if you keep moving?
The pain's killing me.
Excuse me.
Oh, them again.
What do you want?
Can we help?
No, it's nothing.
My cousin Sharon's boat is only up the canal. If you came with us, she could bandage up his hand for him.
It's quite all right. He's just a born coward.
Coward?
Shut your mouth.
Did that bird bite him?
Yes. No.
What kind of a bird is that?
It's a parakeet.
A parakeet?
Give them some money.
Money?
Go on, money, quick.
We don't want your money.
Well, go away then. And don't go telling people about this. Don't you dare.
Why not if it's your parakeet?
Oh, question me. Do as I say.
Why is it a secret?
Badger, get rid of them.
Go on, clear out, go on.
Go on, move.
Come on, move, clear out. Go on, clear out. Hey!
Come on, mister, you have to run faster than that.
Just you wait until I catch you. Hey! Go! If ever I see you again, I'll... Well, just you watch out.
But we didn't think we'd ever see Badger or the woman in black again.
Fly free on the wing, hunt free in the air, sharp eyes everywhere, beware, sky hunter, beware.
Our story so far. Butch, Trevor and I have come to Simmons Yacht Rock with the RSPB's bird bus to help with the Peregrine Falcon project. Watching the birds reminded us of the time we first saw a peregrine, when we were kids spending a holiday on the Regent's Canal.
Hey, look!
One day we saw a beautiful bird.
Then we saw a man called Badger and a woman dressed in black trying to catch the bird.
Later we saw them again. They'd got the bird in a basket. The woman told us it was a parakeet.
By the time we got back to Sharon's boat, we were bursting to tell her all about the bird.
You're late. Where's all the fish? Too many for you to carry.
Sorry, Sharon,
You what?
Well, you see, first we saw a parakeet, but I don't think it was a parakeet. And then we met this man and woman who told us it was a parakeet, but Butch says it was a duck. But it went kick, 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 not quack, quack, quack. And, well, anyway, what does a parakeet look like?
Well, it's a bit like a parrot, I think. I'll look it up in my bird book.
Like a parrot. But parrots are all bright colours, aren't they? And this bird was a sort of grey-brown.
There you are.
Sharon showed us a picture of a parakeet.
It wasn't a bit like the bird in the basket.
It was bright green.
So it wasn't a parakeet.
What was it then?
Wait a minute. Its beak was hooked like that parakeet's. So it could be a rare dark brown sort of parakeet.
Some people believe anything.
Now, come on, kids, stop chattering. Just tell me slowly, one at a time, what happened.
Well,
these two strangers
out there.
On second thoughts, I think you'll drive me mad. Now, come on, we must take my water cans down to the craft shop. You can tell me about that strange bird later, one at a time. Now, come on, let's get moving.
We took the boat on up the canal.
On the way up, we went into a lock.
This is how the canal lock worked. First, you had to shut the lock gates. The narrowboat was now inside the lock, and the water level was low. On the other side of the lock, the water level was high, so we had to let some of that water into the lock. The lock filled up. As the water level went up, the boat went up. After a few minutes, the lock was full. When the lock was full, we opened the lock gates. Rosie went out of the lock on the higher level. Canal locks are a bit like stairs for boats.
On the other side of the lock, we went past some houses whose back gardens ran down to the canal.
Look, Sharon, slow down, it's them.
What do you mean?
Them. Where?
We all saw the man called Badger and the woman dressed in black. They were arguing.
Don't give me any more excuses. You're nothing but a cheap, small-time crook. And the sooner I get rid of you, the better.
There! What do you think of that? Crook, she called him.
Oh, people say that without really meaning it.
She meant it all right.
Definitely.
But Sharon didn't take it very seriously. She was in a hurry to get to the craft shop, so we went on up the canal.
Okay, Jackie, take the chimney down. Trevor, run to the front. Get ready for tying up.
Sharon took Rosie into a dock near the craft shop.
We moored there for the night.
But we kept thinking about the two strangers. Who were they? Do you remember when the woman in black told us that the bird we saw was a parakeet and we looked it up?
Yes, Sharon was right. Parakeets do belong to the parrot family.
Hey, I think you belong to the parrot family.
Oh, why?
Because a parrot is a wordy birdie.
Oh. Jackie, look up parrot in the bird book.
Right. Index. P for parakeet, P for parrot, page 60. Oh, look. Trevor was right, too. Parrots are brightly coloured birds.
And what colour were the parakeets in Sharon's book?
good. A parakeet perch all to myself. Oh, the label says so. Parakeet. Hey, it says parakeet here. That means one. Now we're two, so what's to be done?
That's no problem. I've got extra S. Because without it, I'd be in a mess.
Oh, extra S, yes. Oh, extra S, yes. Oh.
Now, look what I've done. Extra S means more than one.
Make room for me, please.
It says parakeets here. Now we're three. This won't do. What's it going to be?
The label says parakeets. No need to fuss. One extra S will do for all of us.
Oh, goody.
Call themselves parakeets? Those stupid birds have forgotten this.
No, bird brain. You never use apostrophe when you add extra S.
Oh.
Let's try out extra S on some more things.
Okay.
One bean. With extra S, you get lots of beans. One pea. With extra S, you get lots of peas. One chip. With extra S, you get lots of chips.
Yes, folks, you get more with extra S.
Apostrophe? Forget it.
Look, a rook. One more bird for our list.
Hey, look up rook in the bird book, Jackie.
Okay. Oh, more of Jay's acorns.
Next, we'll look out for the sound you hear in look and rook and book.
And crook, remember badger?
Yes, Trevor, you've got it. Look and listen.
Look out, look out, look out for oof. Look out for oof in your book. Look out, look out, look out for oof. No doubt with oof, it's good.
Look out for oof in the wood. Look for a rook in the wood. To read, find a book. To fish, find a hook. Look out for good old oof. Look out, look out, look out for oof. Look out for oof in your book.
Look out, look out, look out for oof. No doubt with oof, it's good.
Now, let's read the words in the CH train. Cheap. Chocolate. For shattering children.
Oh. Where are my acorns? I left them.
What's the matter, Jay? Have you lost something?
I'm sure I left my acorns round here somewhere. It's a mystery, a complete mystery.
No, it's not. You hid them behind the bird books. Mystery solved.
Oh, mystery solved? Whoa! That's what Dr. Detective's good at. Let's join him on the trail of a mystery word.
If a word is a mystery, be a detective just like me.
This word's a mystery.
Look in front
The children. The children did something.
and look behind.
The children something rosy for the night. And the mystery word ends in ED. Think
think now. What did they do to Rosie? Let's try this word. The children parked Rosie for the night. It ends in ED and it fits, but it doesn't quite make sense. Do you park a boat? No. Try again.
See if there's a picture you can find.
Aha! So they were doing something with ropes. Let's have another go.
Split it up and spell it out.
The mystery word begins with M. Moored. The children moored Rosie for the night? Does that make sense?
Have a go and don't take fright.
Ah, the children moored Rosie for the night, yes. So remember...
If a word is a mystery, be a detective just like me. Have a go and don't take fright, just guess. Then check if you've got it right.
Thank you, Dog Detective. Oh, Word Watchers, we can all be reading detectives like him.
And now for some more of our story, Wordy. It's got Dog Detective's mystery word in it.
The next morning at the craft shop, we helped Sharon unload and set out all the things she had to sell.
But after lunch, we were still talking about the bird we'd seen.
Yes, but why should they want the bird? What could they do with it?
Perhaps they're starting a crooked bird farm.
A bird farm?
Yeah, they're breeding masses of special parakeets.
Yes, but we don't know if it was a parakeet.
All right, masses of whatever it is then. Then one day they'll let them attack a train, say. A train carrying banknotes. And the birds will fly straight at the driver, you see. And then they'd have to stop the train and give up all the money. There. That's what I think.
Oh, you've got a wonderful imagination, Butch.
Would the birds be trained to carry off the notes in their beaks, Butch?
Well, maybe.
Or perhaps they'd have little money boxes tied to their legs, eh, Butch?
Don't try to be funny, Trevor.
Why don't you stop worrying about them or their birds? I thought you were planning to visit Mr. Trim.
Oh, no, not that old junk shop again.
It's not an old junk shop. Mr. Trim says it's an antique shop.
What's the difference, then?
The difference, clever boy, is that an antique shop sells expensive furniture, really beautiful stuff, whereas a junk shop, well, that just sells a lot of cheap old rubbish.
Old rubbish. That's Mr. Trim's all right.
No, it isn't. He sells real antiques, not junk.
Oh, yeah, 50 pence each.
Anyway, he's a nice old man, and I like him and his shop.
Yes, I've got some money to spend. We're going to Mr. Trim's.
Okay, I give in. Ah, hello, my dear little sailor friends. What can I do for you?
Come on.
Bye.
Bye.
Mr. Trim had an old camera there last time. That's what I'm going to get.
So, it won't work.
That's the moment. Hunger strikes. Time for refreshment.
Oh, no, Butch, not more sweet.
Chocolate.
While I went into the paper shop, Jackie and Trevor looked at the cards in the shop window. They spotted this card.
Hey, you said Mr. Trim was only an old junk shop. Look at this. He's selling something for £500.
What? Where? For sale. Small chest of drawers with contents, e.g. rare specimens. £500. £500 for a chest of drawers? I don't believe it. Butch, look.
You see, I told you Mr. Trim doesn't sell junk.
Contents. That means what's inside.
But you don't sell furniture with things in it, do you?
Mr. Trim does.
What does E.G. mean?
E.g., Oh, E.g. spells egg, so the contents must be eggs.
Don't be silly. E.g. means for example.
That's what I said. Example.
Eggs. Did you say eggs? What kind of eggs?
I was only joking.
Joking. What's this? Do you kids know anything about this card? Do you know this Mr. Trim?
Well, not really.
Well, yes. Definitely not.
Come on, let's go.
But as we walked away towards Mr. Trim's, we saw the man coming out of the paper shop. And he was coming in our direction. We started to run.
Fly free on the wing, hunt free in the air, sharp eyes everywhere, beware, sky hunter, beware.
Our story so far.
There you are.
We soon found out that the bird we'd seen wasn't a parakeet. Definitely.
Later, we heard the woman in black called Badger a cheap, small-time crook. But Sharon didn't take it very seriously.
Why don't you stop worrying about them or their birds? I thought you were planning to visit Mr. Trim.
Oh, no, not that old junk shop again.
It's not an old junk shop. Mr. Trim says it's an antique shop.
What's the difference then?
The difference, clever boy, is that an antique shop sells expensive furniture, really beautiful stuff, whereas a junk shop, well, that just sells a lot of cheap old rubbish.
Old rubbish. That's Mr. Trim's all right.
No, it isn't. He sells real antiques, not junk.
On our way to Mr. Trim's shop, we saw this.
Hey, you said Mr. Trim was only an old junk shop. Look at this. He's selling something for £500.
Then a man started asking us questions.
What's this? Do you kids know anything about this card? Do you know this Mr. Trim?
We ran off.
We arrived at Mr. Trim's shop out of breath.
Oh, my little sailor friends, welcome. How splendid to see you again.
How are you, Mr. Trim?
Oh, very well, my dear Jackie. In fighting trim, as they say. Nothing like hard work to keep you fit, is there? Now, what can I do for you, my dears?
Can we have a look in your toy trade? We've come to buy something cheap.
Oh, short of cash, are we? Never mind, I'm sure we can find something cheap. Toy tray coming up.
Have you still got that old camera, Mr. Trim?
I think I may have.
Mr. Trim, your clock. You've dropped the tray on it.
Oh, never mind. To tell you the truth, I don't think I was ever going to get this to work again. It really doesn't matter. We'll put it in the waste paper basket, shall we? Do come in, sir. The shop is full of customers all of a sudden. Can I help you, sir?
Just looking, if I may.
Certainly, sir. Anywhere you like. Ah, you found it. Not damaged, I hope.
Oh, it's all right, Mr. Trim. Definitely.
To you, Butch, 50 pence.
50 pence, Mr. Trim. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
I wanted to have a look at some books.
Ah, yes, Trevor. Well, you're in luck. I had a new lot in only this morning. Now, where did I hide them? Let me see. Just a moment. Do you mind, sir?
How much is this?
That chest, sir, is already sold.
I saw a card in the newspaper shop about a chest for sale. Is it this one?
Perhaps it is.
For £500.
That advertisement was out of date. It should never have been left in the window. But I have others. May I show you?
No. I was interested in what it said about the contents. I wish to see the contents of this one.
Do you?
The drawers appear to be stuck.
That may be because they are stuck.
Look, just what exactly are the contents?
I'm sorry, sir. You'll have to wait. I'm attending to other customers. Now, Trevor, books, I think you said.
Look, I just wondered. Have the contents got anything to do with this?
That's our bird. Yes.
Your bird? What do you mean?
We saw a bird like that only yesterday.
Where? For one moment, sir.
But I want to talk to them.
You leave these children alone. They are friends of mine, and I will not have them bullied by any brash young man who pushes his way into my shop. So outside, sir.
Wait a minute, please.
Out, please.
No
I
one!
insist. Out of my shop, or they will withdraw. Forget him. Now, this may be very important. Tell me everything you know about this bird, from the very beginning.
You mean about the parakeet?
Parakeet? My dear young friends, that was no parakeet. Don't you realize that was the picture of a peregrine falcon? What you saw was a peregrine falcon.
A falcon?
Yes.
Peregrine falcon?
Yes. One of the rarest wild birds in Britain. Now, tell me everything.
Doesn't it all seem like a long time ago?
Yeah, but I think we'd all recognise a picture of a peregrine now. Definitely.
And it's not a rare bird, not anymore.
Thank goodness.
I know. Let's show the word watchers a bit of your Peregrine Facts video, so they can see what the bird is like for themselves.
Okay.
The peregrine falcon is a terrific flyer. It soars through the air and can dive after its prey at a speed well over 100 miles an hour. This is called a stoop. The talons are very strong. The peregrine uses them to catch its prey and hold it down so it can tear at it with its hooked beak. The peregrine's eyes are 8 times as sharp as ours. It soars high in the sky. It's seen some prey, a flock of pigeons. It stoops to catch one. The peregrine can fly faster than any other bird in Britain. It's the largest of our British falcons, and like all birds of prey, it's protected by law. It's a crime to harm the birds or to take their eggs.
Hey, Wordy, which birds always go to church?
I don't know. Which birds always go to church?
Birds of prey.
Oh.
Now, I thought we'd got this sorted out, but there's something wrong here. Extra S won't work with this word. Now, why?
Well, bird brain, that's because you have one child, but lots of children.
Oh.
You have one thief, but 2 thieves.
Now then, how did my mate Sid tell me to do a smash and grab? I remember. Smash lock, push door open, dash inside, grab the cash, dash out. Help the police. Oh, no. Drop the cash. I wish I hadn't done this smash and grab. Now, officer, I'm sorry, but I really didn't do what you thought I'd done. Please don't write my name in that book.
For sale with contents. Contents. That means what's inside. What's inside the chest?
Books have contents. The contents page tells you what's inside the book.
Word jokes. Oh, let's see. Why is it dangerous to put the letter M into the fridge?
It's here somewhere.
Because it changes ice to mice.
I know. I've seen it. It's here.
Oh, what's the matter, Bird Brain? I don't know. Acorns for Sal? Who's Sal?
Ah, I've lost a letter. It's under here somewhere.
Oh, a missing E. But that's no ordinary E.
You need me. I'm Magic E.
Yes, that's better. Acorns for sale. Now let's get the Magic E wizard to work on some more words.
Just watch me. I'm Magic E.
Magic, magic E. Magic, magic E. A cap is a cape with me. A tap is a tape with me. See what you do with me. I'm Magic, magic E. Magic, magic E. A can is a cane with me. A man is a mane with me. See what you do with me. I'm Magic, magic E. Magic, magic E. Mad becomes made with me. Fat becomes fate with me. See what you do with me. I'm Magic, magic E. Magic, magic E.
Yes, word watchers. Can you hear how Magic E changes the sound of the letter A? Sal. Sail. Sal. Sail.
Hang on a minute, Wordy. Magic E doesn't always work, you know. Look at these words. They all end in E, but I don't think it's Magic E. You don't say message, you say message. You don't say have, you say have.
Oh, yes, you're right. Those are sneaky E words. I'd forgotten all about them.
Ah, Sneaky E, that's a good name for it.
Yes, word watchers. You have to watch out for Sneaky E. Don't let it get you into trouble.
And if I'm not mistaken, here's another Sneaky E word.
Oh, yes, yummy.
Here, Butch, hunger strikes.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Should we still be using that word?
Well, the peregrine's certainly not common. It's just the opposite.
The sparrow is common, but the peregrine's rare. Common, rare. Opposite, got it. If you're not a bird's enemy, you gotta be its friend. Enemy, friend. Opposite, got it. Is it wild? Come on, think of the opposite. Wild, tame. Opposite, got it. Is it different? Come on, think of the opposite. Different, same. Opposite, got it. And now just tell me, what is the opposite of cock-a-doodle-doo?
What?
Cock-a-doodle-doo, come on!
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
That was great, Jay.
What's happened? Where's Butch?
Butch! It's all right, it's the generator. Loose wire. Fixed it.
Oh, that's better. Now, where's that remote control thing?
Hang on a minute, Wordy, I'm mending it.
Oh.
There.
Thank you. You were mending it, and now you've mended it with ED. Ha-ha. ED at the end of a word usually means something's happened.
If you've got a chair to mend and ED is at the end, then it's mended. Yes, it's mended.
Will it happen? Can you see? Did it happen with ED? Yes, it happened. Yes, it happened.
If you look with E and D, then you've looked.
When you cook with E and D, then you've cooked.
When you're coming to the end and ED's there at the end, then it's ended. Yes, it's ended.
And now it's time for some more of our story, eh, Wordy?
Yeah, time to find out why Mr. Trim was so excited about our bird.
But first some reading, eh, Wordy?
That garden nearby, and there was no sign of the bird.
Yeah, and there were these two strangers arguing.
When we told him all we could remember about the bird and the strangers, Mr. Trim looked very worried.
Thank you, my dears. That's most interesting.
But what does it all mean, Mr. Trim?
It means, my dears, unless I'm very much mistaken, that poor, beautiful bird has been stolen. Perhaps from a nest in the mountains in Scotland. The thieves must have brought it down to London to sell it.
Sell it?
Oh, yes, my dears. Wild peregrine falcons are very, very rare. There are people all over the world who would willingly pay a lot of money for such a rare bird. For its eggs.
But what's wrong with that?
Is it against the law?
Indeed it is. It's stealing to take a falcon or its eggs from the nest. Why, if this sort of thing were allowed to go on, very soon there'd be no wild peregrines left.
And do you think that man?
Him? Oh, yes, my dears. Well, you heard the way he talked. No, I don't trust that young man. I think he's probably a bird thief.
Yeah, we didn't like the look of him.
It's very lucky that I was here to deal with him. A thoroughly nasty type. But fortunately, he appears to have gone. Yes, very lucky indeed. Because, my dears, I'm an elf.
An elf?
You're a bit big to be an elf, aren't you, Mr. Trim?
Are you joking?
You mean with pointed ears?
No, my dears. ELF stands for the English Lovers of the Falcon. The English L Lovers, F Falcon. ELF for short. We elves are sworn to save and protect our wild falcons. So, I want you now, my dears, to show me which house those strangers came out of. Because they're probably crooks as well.
But what are we going to do?
Will we arrest them?
Arrest them?
Perhaps we should take a gun with us,
No.
Mr. Trim.
I know. How about this, Mr. Trim? This'd scare them.
And we can take this to tie them up.
Nothing of that kind. You are bloodthirsty children. No, we're only going down there to spy out the land, as it were. Make sure it actually is a falcon. After all, we'd look rather silly if we walked in there arresting everybody and it turned out to be only a duck. Hey, Butch.
What? Oh, yes, true, Mr. Trim. Definitely.
Right. Now, straight down to the towpath. Quickly.
Mr. Trim.
Yes, my dear? Quickly, back inside, my dears. Quickly, quickly.
Don't be frightened of him, Mr. Trim. We can fight him.
No, you don't understand, Butch. It's because he'd follow us.
If he tries that, we'll call a copper.
No, no. Quick. Let's dash through the back door. Come on.
But Mr. Trim.
No time for buts, my dear. Come along. We mustn't let that birdman follow us. Quickly. Straight to the canal. Let's find that house as quickly as we can. Go. Oh, we mustn't let that birdman meet the other crooks. Right.
So what did that birdman want?
Yeah, and why was he watching Mr. Trim's shop?
Fly free on the wing, hunt free in the eyes everywhere. Beware, sky hunter, beware.
Our story so far. We'd gone to Mr. Trim's antique shop to look for something cheap.
Butch found a bargain. A camera for 50 pence.
The man who'd asked us questions about Mr. Trim came into the shop. He was very interested in a chest of drawers, but the drawers were stuck. He showed Mr. Trim a picture.
Have the contents got anything to do with this?
That's our bird, yes.
Your bird? What do you mean?
We saw a bird like that only yesterday.
Mr. Trim said the man was probably a bird thief and asked us to show him the house on the canal where we'd seen the other crooks.
When we left, the man was still watching us.
We hurried along the towpath, followed by Mr. Trim.
We came to the back of the house where we'd heard the woman call Badger a crook.
This is it. We could easily jump over that, Mr. Trim.
No, no, my dears. First we must watch and wait. Spy out the land.
Mr. Trim, I bet that bird's in the shed. I could easily creep in.
Trevor, Mr. Trim, down! What is it, Mr. Trim? Do you know him?
No, my dear, it was just the shock of seeing him.
He's a really nasty type. He's called Badger. Gruesome. Definitely.
What's he doing?
Badger went to a garden shed.
He opened the door and quickly threw the meat inside.
Then he went back to the house.
You see, the bird is in there. Must be. Definitely.
Yes, I think we might venture to go in now. But gently, quietly, my dears. And keep to this side of the shed. Trevor, you go first.
The back fence was broken, so we got into the garden quite easily.
Mr. Trim opened the door of the shed.
Is it the falcon, Mr. Trim?
Were we right?
So right, my dears, yes. This is the peregrine falcon.
It was holding the meat in its strong talons.
And tugging at it with its hooked beak.
It was tied to a post.
Isn't it beautiful? So beautiful.
Yes. But no wild bird should be tied up like that. Poor thing.
Should we tell the fuzz?
The what?
The cops, the Sweeney, you know, the police.
No, no, my dears. No, wait. First, we must make quite sure that these people really are crooks.
How?
I'm going to go into the house and talk to them about the peregrine.
Mr. Trim!
They might murder you.
That's a risk we'll have to take.
We'll come with you. We'll protect you.
No, no, Butch. Thank you. You stay here, but keep out of sight. And if I'm not back in, say, 5 minutes, then you can go for the police.
5 minutes?
Yes.
I'll keep that time.
Good. Now hide, everybody.
Oh, Mr. Trim, do watch out.
I will, my dear. Don't worry.
We watched Mr. Trim go up to the back door.
If they jump him...
Shh.
Right, Badger, you worm, we meet again. Trim. Be quiet, you fool. We're being watched. Smile. Pretend you don't know me and ask me to come in.
Right. 5 minutes.
And it was a long 5 minutes.
And I still think we should have gone straight to the cops, like I said.
So you were sure the peregrine falcon had been stolen?
Oh, yeah.
It was a crime then.
And still is.
To steal either the birds or their eggs. But people still do it. Look. Raid on falcons. Egg thieves jailed. They were trying to smuggle the eggs out of the country.
When the eggs hatch, a peregrine chick can fetch up to £2,000. A peregrine falcon can sell for £10,000.
£10,000? What do people want them for?
For this. Falconry.
It's a sport that's very popular in some countries. They use the falcons for hunting.
Right, I'm off to take over at the nest. Those young chicks up there are going to stay wild birds if I've got anything to do with it.
Our peregrine was a wild bird. Do you remember the first time when we saw it close to? I hated seeing it tied to that post. I mean, no one should do that to a wild bird. Rotten crooks.
There seems to be a lot of crooks in your story, Jackie. I can't get them all sorted out.
Well, there was Badger.
And the woman in black.
And then there was the Birdman.
Oh, yes. You all thought he was a falcon thief. And what about Mr. Trim?
Yeah. Remember when he first saw Badger? We should have guessed.
Yes, there were too many crooks about. Here's our crook Sid. And bird watchers, listen out for this sound. It's all around.
Roundabout, roundabout, roundabout the house. Someone heard a sound about the house.
Someone went to scout around the house, in case there was a crook around the house.
There was at least £1,000 hidden roundabout, but someone heard a crook around, and someone found him out.
Oh, that's better. A branch. Oh, saves me flying around. Oh, but I won't tell the others what I found.
Where have you gone? I can't see you. Give me a shout. Hiding, eh?
Oh.
I found you out.
Oh, I was having a rest, that's all. Hey, what's the sound?
It's me. I got lost, and I'm stuck in the ground.
Filling up our clothesline again, Wordy.
Sorry, Butch.
What is it this time? I am Butch.
Yes, and I am Wordy. But there's a shorter way to say it. Hey, Jay, got that apostrophe?
And I'm Jay.
I'm an apostrophe. Come and take a look at me. I'm not a comma, I'm not a full stop. Don't put me on the line. I go at the top. Watch how we use an apostrophe to shorten what you say to me.
We will stay here. We'll stay here.
Yes, that's what Butch is saying, and that is the way you write it.
That is, Come on, Apostrophe, get a move on. Thank you. That's
how we use an apostrophe.
Simmons Yacht Rock, Tuesday. Now what's happening? Ah. The peregrine often makes its nest on a cliff ledge like this. It means that the chicks will be safe. Both parents at the nest now. It's hard work keeping the chicks fed. The chicks need a lot of food because they're growing very fast. The female's really tearing at that meat. That's so she can carefully feed it to each chick. The chicks will eat 3 or 4 small birds a day, so the male is off again, hunting for prey. Right.
Growing. Growing.
For doing and remembering, be sure you're always carrying an ing. Be sure you're always carrying an ing. Look at what I'm carrying, an ing. Are you looking?
Yes, I'm looking, but look at what I'm carrying. An ing. Are you fishing?
Yes, I'm fishing, but look at what I'm carrying, an ing.
Now I'm flying.
Well, I've stopped flying, but look at what I'm carrying, an ing. I am smuggling, I am smuggling. For doing and remembering, be sure you're always carrying an ing. Be sure you're always carrying an ing.
Wordy. Hi, Wordy.
Hello.
Oh, I've been doing quite a bit of remembering too. Our Sky Hunter adventure was such a long time ago.
A long time ago, yes. Whoa. When you all got to Badger's house, how long did you wait on the towpath?
I'm not sure. Quite a while.
A while. And then?
And then Badger came down to the shed, and that's when I asked Mr. Trim if he knew him.
Oh. And when Mr. Trim went up to the house, how long did he tell you to wait outside?
Talking of time, Trevor's late.
Oh, what is always behind time?
The back of a clock.
Right. Time to get back to the story, to find out more about Mr. Trim.
Oh, all right then.
But don't forget, we thought Mr. Trim was our friend.
Right, Badger, you worm, we meet again. Trim, be quiet, you fool, we're being watched. Smile. Pretend you don't know me and ask me to come in.
Right, Badger. What are you trying to keep me out of? Who's in this with you? Please, McBride. Miss McBride. McBride?
Yes, McBride. You wish to talk to me?
The Miss McBride, the one they call Cat Mary?
Some call me that.
The great falcon thief. It's an honor to meet you.
Trim, you're choking me.
Oh, be quiet, you great bladder of lard.
But who are you? And what's your game?
Tell her, Badger.
This is Trim.
Mr. Trim to you.
Mr. Trim. He's a big wheel round these parts, Miss McBride.
In what way?
I buy and I sell, Miss McBride. In the rare bird trade. I'm surprised Badger hasn't put you in touch with me.
Him? He's useless. He's a fool. He promised me he could sell that falcon out there, but he's done nothing. Except he keeps letting the bird escape.
Stupid fool.
It was only through sheer luck that we managed to catch it again.
Yeah, and it bit me. It nearly killed me.
You big baboon.
Oh, that's nice. Call me names. Here I am, almost choked to death.
Miss McBride, your luck has changed. I can sell your falcon for you. I'm smuggling some falcon's eggs to a French buyer tonight. He's on a boat in the river. He'll pay big money for that bird.
How much?
£2,000.
That's good.
And I take half the money as my cut.
Oh, no, you won't.
You'd better do as I say.
Why?
Why? I'll tell you why. Because I have 3 young kids outside ready to call the police.
Kids?
You need my help, my dears, to keep them off your backs.
Where?
You don't believe me? Look for yourself.
Oh, no, not them kids again.
Friends of yours, Badger. You have 1 minute to make up your mind.
Time's almost up.
Well, what do you say?
All right. You win.
You're very wise.
What are you doing?
Don't worry. We need them in here. Now, smile, everybody.
How can I? Makes me feel sick just to look at them. Little brats.
Smile. All's well, my dears.
I hope you're not out to double-cross us.
Why, Miss McBride, the very thought. Keep smiling. Come in, my dears. Come along.
We could hardly believe it. They all seemed to be friends.
You nearly broke my nose.
It was the Birdman again.
He was watching the house through his binoculars.
Fly free on the wing, hunt free in the air, sharp eyes everywhere, beware, sky hunter,
Our story so far.
This is it.
We took Mr. Trim to the Crook's house on the canal.
We saw Badger putting some meat inside a garden shed.
You see, the bird is in there.
Mr. Trim decided to go and talk to the Crooks. We were to wait outside.
Right. 5 minutes.
After that, we were to go for the police.
We couldn't hear what Mr. Trim said to Badger, and we didn't know what went on inside the house.
And we couldn't believe it when Mr. Trim came out again.
All's well, my dears.
They all seem to be friends.
Come in, my dears. Come along.
And then we realised that the Birdman was watching the house.
Who is that man?
I'm not sure, but I suspect him. He knows something.
Oh, no. Oh, what about those kids?
Yes. I want them in here.
Ah. We're not opening that door again.
What use will they be?
They can send a telegram to my French buyer about the falcon.
Why send a telegram?
Because we can't telephone. He's waiting on a boat on the Thames.
Well, what do you want the kids for?
Because we can't leave here with that birdman watching us.
Outside, we were caught between the crooks in the house and the crook on the towpath.
The 5 minutes is up. What do we do?
All's really well now, my dears. But come quickly. Quickly. In there, my dears.
But Mr. Trim...
Questions in a minute. In we go. Oh, now, my dears, there's nothing to fear. They don't quite trust you yet, but we'll soon put that right, won't we?
Oh, yeah. Just a silly misunderstanding.
Yes, indeed.
Lovely kids.
And very intelligent.
Yes, I thought that at our very first meeting.
But Mr. Trim, what does this all mean?
Well, my dears, I'll tell you. But first, let me introduce you. These two people are old friends of mine. Meet Mr. Badger and Miss McBride.
That's me. Good old Bertie Badger.
Nice to meet you. Children.
They found the peregrine yesterday. They thought it must be stolen, and were trying to save it. You see, Miss McBride is a great bird lover.
They found it.
By accident?
Yes, by accident.
Then why were they carrying a bird basket and the meat?
Oh, dear. What suspicious little minds.
Because, my dears, they had run home earlier to get those when they first saw the bird.
So why did they tell us it was a parakeet?
In case you three met the real crook and accidentally spilt the beans, as they say. Isn't that so?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wait a minute. Where did the peregrine come from in the first place?
Ah.
Ask him out there.
You mean the birdman?
He must have stolen it from its nest and brought it to London. But he lost it. He thinks my friends have got it. He wants to get it back. So, we must stop asking questions, mustn't we? And work to save the falcon. We must send a message for help to another elf, a friend of mine from the English lovers of the falcon. You take this telegram to the post office, my dears, and we'll stay here and guard the falcon. Go out the front way, but you must be quick, and don't let that birdman see you.
Trim, just a minute.
Yes, Mary, my dear?
You mustn't read the message. Now, do you understand?
Mary, don't be silly, my dear. They must read the message when they write it on the telegram form. I'm afraid they won't understand it. I had to write it in Welsh. My friend is Welsh, you see. Never mind, my dears. It just says that we have found a stolen wild falcon. I told him to bring help. Now, run along, my little sailor friends, as quickly as you can.
Mr. Trim made us go out through the front door.
Stay away from the birdman. I'll see you later at my shop.
Welsh.
Of course it's not Welsh. If they think it's Welsh, they won't find it a strange message.
But even so...
Forget them. I got those children completely under my thumb.
Ah! Mr. Trim really is a crook.
And Jackie, Trevor and Butch trusted him. Oh, he asked them to send a message.
But the message was in Welsh.
Yes, the message was a Welsh telegram.
What's a telegram?
I'm not sure. I'll ask Jackie.
Not such a know-all.
Jackie, what's a telegram?
Well, when we were kids, it was a way of sending an urgent message from a post office.
Oh.
And it got there very quickly.
Oh, yeah, much quicker than a letter. But you can't do it anymore.
Why not use the phone?
Well, some people didn't have phones.
Didn't they?
Well, you could send a telegram to someone who wasn't on the phone. You wrote the message down on a special form.
Yeah, like this one.
And you had to keep it as short as possible.
Why?
Well, because the more words you use, the more it costs to send it.
Right.
But, I still don't really understand.
Look, what was in that message Mr. Trim sent to his elf friend? Now, I've turned that into a telegram. I don't think I can get it any shorter without missing out something important. Have found stolen wild falcon. Stop. Bring help. Stop. Trim.
Stop what?
Well, you didn't use full stops. You wrote the word stop instead.
Oh. Oh, why is it all in capital letters?
Well, it says so on the form, and it's easier to read than handwriting, I suppose.
Yeah, especially your handwriting.
Well, well, well. Special writing for telegrams. You learn something every day. Now, word watchers, usually you only use a capital letter at the beginning of a sentence, and you put a full stop at the end. Here's Mr. Capital Letter Big and Mrs. Full Stop Lollipop to show you what they do.
Think big, big, big at the beginning. Put a capital first and you're winning. Think big, think big, think big.
At the end, there's a lady with a lollipop. When you finish the sentence, full stop, full stop, full stop, full stop.
Think big, big, big at the beginning.
When you finish the sentence, full stop.
Stop. Stop.
The Birdman. Cat Mary. We know she was a falcon thief, and we also know her real name, Miss McBride. That's a Scottish name. Miss McBride?
Just watch me. I'm Magic E.
McBride, that's it.
You need me. I'm Magic E.
Magic, magic E. Magic, magic E. Sid is on his side with me. Tim keeps on time with me. See what you do with me. I'm Magic, magic E. Magic, magic E. A pin is a pine with me. A twin turns to twine with me. A fin looks fine with me. I'm Magic, magic E. Magic, magic E.
But don't forget, Wordy, Magic E doesn't always work. Take a look at these words. They're very important in our story. They both end in E, but you don't say peregrine, it's peregrine. And you don't say police, it's police.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's Sneaky E again.
Right, Birdbrain.
Oh, be quiet.
What with the police and stolen peregrines, thieves and a sneaky E, we need a detective around the place. It's a good job we've got our own dog detective, word watchers. Let's watch him sniffing out clues as he comes face to face with a mystery word.
What a word! but don't take fright. Have a go, you might be right. Look ahead, look behind, see what clues you can find. Use your head, think it out. What's the sentence all about?
Mr. Trim was something out of the window. Now, what was he doing?
Have a guess?
Looking? Mr. Trim was looking out of the window? It makes sense, and it ends in ing. But,
Still in doubt? Look at the letters and check it out.
Pointing? Mr. Trim was pointing out of the window.
With a word you don't know, the main thing is to have a go.
Simmons Yacht Rock, Friday. The chicks are making their first flights.
Hi, Jackie. How are they?
Okay, there.
All right, see you in a bit. Yeah, there's the youngest one. Looks as if he's nearly ready to fly. That's a really good wing flapping exercise. There he goes. Oh, no! I don't think he's going to give up, though. He's off. His very first flight. And back to the cliff face. But it won't be long before he can fly as well as the others.
Peregrine sitting oh so high, up above the River Wye, waiting for some passing prey. Will he get a meal today? That poem was written by someone who's been watching the peregrines here at Simmons Yacht.
Hey, what about a poem about me?
I don't think so. Perhaps you should try writing one yourself instead of all those stupid jokes.
Oh, here's one. JJ, go away. Come again another day.
Oh, very witty.
Now, stop
Well,
it, you
you
two.
may say
I
that.
think it's high time for some more of our story.
Yes. Now, where were we?
We ran all the way to the post office. Get a telegram form, Butch.
Cool, look at that. Doesn't it look complicated? I'm glad I'm not Welsh. Must hurt their tongues to speak words like this. Dead-are, hot, scary.
Jackie wrote the Welsh message on a telegram form.
But I don't understand this. Of course you can't, it's Welsh.
No, not that. I mean, I don't understand why there are no stop words.
Stop words?
Yes, in telegrams, you don't put a full stop. You write the word stop at the end of each sentence.
Perhaps Mr. Trim's written the stop words in Welsh.
I suppose so.
Here, pots doesn't sound like a Welsh word.
Yes, it's English. So is one.
Perhaps they do have some English words in Welsh. Yeah, it's a small country, so they've got a small language. Probably have to borrow a few words from English. Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Can we send this telegram, please?
When the man behind the counter read it, he looked mystified.
It's all right. It's Welsh.
Welsh indeed. That isn't Welsh.
How do you know?
I'm Welsh myself. If that language is Welsh and I'm a Dutchman.
But he took the telegram all the same.
Perhaps we misunderstood what Mr. Trim said. It was a different language altogether.
Walsh, Welsh, Walsh.
Perhaps it wasn't any language.
Of course it was a language. If it wasn't a language, there'd be no point in sending it. No one will be able to understand it.
Stop!
We thought Jackie had gone mad.
Stop! Pot! I found a clue.
Pots.
Spell pots backwards.
Pots.
S-T-O-P.
S-T-O-P.
Stop! Yes, those are our stop words. Look, 3 of them.
What about all the other words? Is it a code?
Deda.
Added.
We began to realise we'd been set up.
What did the telegram really say?
In the swirling sky, a bird can swoop and fly. There's a hunter in the sky. Watch him swoop, see him spy. There's a hunter in the sky. See him stoop. The hunter in the sky.